Hello and welcome to another Voices from the Mausoleum live hangout. This week we are celebrating the unlucky this week of St. Patrick's Day. Joined with me today we have Tosh and Norin.
Hey.
Hello, how was your St. Patrick's week? Did you guys do anything to celebrate?
No.
No.
Too old.
Well, we don't need to. Celebrating doesn't mean you have to go out and party hardy, I mean, you could, I don't know, or did you do anything?
Well, besides the vacation trip with the family,
That's
which was
true.
awesome, we were doing that. I did get some Leprechaun watching in. I did Leprechaun 3 in space, and I watched In the Hood. So I got 3 Leprechaun movies in there.
Nah, it's been a long time since I've seen, like, the later ones.
Yeah. I binge them every March. I try to get at least like two previous Marches. I watched the whole franchise both times, but this one I just did like 3 movies.
Nice. Was it? Rob's already coming for you, Tosh.
Great. Go figure.
We're not doing any rankings. I mean, this is just, when I say the unluckiest, we're just talking like characters who just have rotten luck, wrong time, wrong place.
He'll still let me know when I'm wrong.
Little bit of irony. Hi, Angel. Hope you're feeling okay. Although you think you're feeling crappy, but
I know. Rest up. Get some rest, Angel.
Feel free to chime in with your picks, guys, though.
Except Rob.
Especially you, Angel, if you got any shout-outs. Didn't watch any St. Patty's themed horror, but my mom does do the corned beef and cabbage every year, so Sunday I went on over, chowed down, had lots of leftovers, so I had corned beef and cabbage for like 3 days in a row.
Oh no.
I needed my Metamucil that week. Or this week for sure. Damn, Rob, you're harsh.
Told you.
Yeah, Norn does a better job at repping voices than I do, for sure. I always forget to wear voices stuff for lives or anything.
Yeah, I actually have a special place in my room for this shirt. Like, there's a few shirts. Like, I have my closet hanging, but then I have a special place for certain shirts. That way, I know I can go grab them like real quick.
I need to start doing that. Just have like a specific section for things that I forget. So we all love Norn, absolutely.
We do.
We love Tosh too.
Oh yeah, Tosh is fun. Look at that pretty face.
I try.
So I have 3 characters with a few like trade-in moments that I just horror is the most unluckiest of genres to begin with when it comes to our character space. But there are just those particular moments that are really like, man, salt on the wound, right? But yeah, Tasha, why don't we start with you? I mean, who came to mind when I said like, okay, we're gonna talk about like unlucky characters?
The very first ones that popped into my head are Tucker and Dale.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Because by the end of it, it all works out in their favor. But during the whole movie, like, these poor dudes just can't catch a break. Yeah. Everybody else walks into it, but they're just there trying to fix up their vacation house, and all these people are killing themselves everywhere.
I know, these teens, these people are just stupid. But like, what a good representation of life anyway. It's just like our unlucky situations just being based on like other people's stupidity.
Yeah, jumping into a freaking wood chipper. Like, why? Why did you do this to me today?
I still think about that wood chipper. It's so funny. Yeah, horror comedy is usually how I get my husband to watch anything horror, and that's like one of his favorites is Tucker and Dale.
Oh yeah, I just rewatched it. I think like 2 weeks ago, so it's still relatively fresh.
Oh yeah. I gotta rewatch it soon. It's been a minute.
So good.
Oh man,
Alan Tudyk's a gem for real. Alan Tudyk's great.
Oh, Alan Tudyk and I forgot Matt. Is his Matt something or what's his name?
Yeah, something. I always forget his last name. Yeah, but he's good too.
Best. They're so funny together.
They're very funny. Wasn't he in remember that CW show Reaper?
I don't think I ever watched that one.
It was like a short-lived Monster of the Week show about a guy who is like, I think he's the son of the devil, and his job is to like reap escaped demons.
Nice.
It was really fun, and I think it maybe lasted 1 or 2 seasons. I'm pretty sure he played the best friend in that show.
Nice.
I think. Yeah, it's a good one. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. If anything, it's probably on Tubi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doran, what came to mind first when you were thinking unlucky characters?
So when I first thought of one, I guess he's a stoner after my own heart. So I had to go with this character, Marty from Cabin in the Woods, because the whole time Marty's telling them, like, he knows something's up. He finds the cameras. He knows something's wrong. Like, one of my favorite lines from him is when they get into the basement and they're playing with all the objects and stuff, and then Marty's looking around. He's like, "I dare you all to go back upstairs," and they like won't even listen to him. And he's like so much smarter than everybody else. And then we get to the end, and yeah, the girl doesn't choose to kill him, but the Titans, they come out. So like everybody basically dies because the Titans come out to rule the planet again. So yeah, I went with Marty from Cabin in the Woods. That's my first one that popped into my head. Yeah.
I love Cabin in the Woods. Again, that's another one my husband really likes, partly because of the comedy element to it.
Yeah.
That movie is so smart. It's so fun. I think of that opening title too. Just in the middle of just like office jargon. But Marty's a great character.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, and the cool fake out too, because we did for a minute. The first time I watched it, I thought he was dead. Like the first time I watched it, I thought they dispatched him when he got caught first, and I was like, "Oh man, he's dead. Come on!" And I figured because he was my favorite character, and then he comes back towards the end. I was like, "Oh, cool."
I always think Marty's my favorite, but I always think of Chris Hemsworth's death when he's trying to launch himself over and just splat, and like catches me off guard every time, even though I know it's coming.
Oh, it's so good. It's so funny. It reminds me too of You're Next, when the sister's like, "I'm gonna run real fast and it's gonna be great."
Yeah, she's like, "I got this."
It's just like, I just love when a character is so certain they're gonna be fine. I got this, and then boom. Yeah, Tasha is my horror best. Well, then she corrects herself, HB. But maybe horror bestie, horror bestie.
Works too.
And Rob, you got an okay from Rob. Tosh.
Well, thank goodness Rob Humphrey thinks I was right for once. Oh my gosh.
She's like, "I'm gonna lose sleep over that." No, I won't. She's like,
see, Angel, we're in sync. I know. That's why we're friends. Overconfidence is usually it usually is. Don't go with guns a-blazing. You gotta learn. My first pick is not so funny. When I think of unluckiest characters, I immediately think of the sister from Hereditary.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, listen, this poor girl, all the issues, you feel bad for her. She just wants to feel the breeze. She wants to go to a party, stick her head out, and it's like a dog, I guess. I don't know. And, life throws a tree your way. Or a sign, or whatever the heck it was. It was a post.
It was like a fence, a post. Yeah, it was a telephone pole. Yeah,
not a tree.
Yeah.
Something, right? Life is going to throw a telephone pole your way.
It took me like watching that movie 4 times to notice that the ruin is carved into the pole. I watched that movie at least 4 times before I noticed that the ruin was carved into the telephone pole.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's the necklace that the grandma wears. The symbol's carved into the pole.
See, what goes back? That's really I've probably watched Hereditary maybe twice all the way through. I need to give it a read. The only A24 I've seen way too many times is probably the Pearl, Maxine
Max
Pearl.
trilogy,
And
Is
then
there such a thing as watching them too many times?
no. I mean, those get like repeat viewing, and then I say probably Midsommar gets like repeat viewing. But that's a downer of a movie. I'm messed up. I don't know why I watch that one a lot. That's like such a
It is.
emotional.
And it's always
plot.
hard for me. I have a hard time taking that one seriously because I saw the new Jumanji before I saw Hereditary. So every time I see the dude that plays the son, I just think
Yeah.
of Jumanji.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like,
Yep.
oh, what is he doing here?
I
Well,
like Alex
it's a video
Wolff.
game.
Alex Wolff has such like a unique look to him. I just
Yes.
like. I can't say like I'm like attracted. I mean, I guess I'm a little attracted to him. He's cute, but like it's such a unique look. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he has like that like Marilyn Monroe. I don't know if it's on the right
Oh,
side.
the beauty mark. Yeah, he's got the beauty mark. The little.
Yeah. I have a little one too, but usually my my like scruff covers it. But there's like a certain amount of like movie stars that have like the Monroe beauty mark kind of like right there. Yeah. All right. So we're back around.
Tosh, what you got for us?
Unluckiest.
Justin Long in pretty much every horror movie he's ever been in.
Everything.
One that first came to mind was Tusk, even though he's kind of a douche in that and kind of gets what he had coming there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's true.
And Barbarian.
Yeah. But so, oh yeah, Barbarian too.
Barbarian, he deserves it too.
It absolutely did. Yeah, it doesn't matter what he's in. Like, he's gonna die horribly.
I'm all for it. I think I think he's all for it too. He jumps in. He has so much fun with those roles.
He's got to know at this point. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah. No, I love it. I still I wish we got a sequel to Drag Me to Hell so bad. I would have loved a part 2 where it's almost he's not. I guess he could almost be like an Ash role where he's trying to get her back.
Yeah.
I think he could pull that off.
Yeah.
I have faith in him.
I think so. What you got next for us, Norm?
Okay, so this one will probably be a little bit of a deep cut. You'd have to be a hardcore Friday the 13th fan to know this one, and I love Friday the 13th, so that franchise gets so many watches for me, but I'm going to go Debbie and Andy's unborn child from Friday the 13th Part 3. Because if you pay attention to the Part 3 film and you're watching them, it kind of starts out with this whole stoner crew. You're hanging out with the kids before you get to the camp. And Andy's girlfriend, she turns down the weed because she's pregnant. She says that in the film, and her and Andy end up getting killed pretty much right after each other. Andy gets the handstand kill, and then she takes the shower and she gets killed right after him and stuff. So I went with Debbie and Andy's unborn child from Friday the 13th Part 3 because he or she had no control whatsoever out of that situation. That was just dumb.
I don't remember that detail at all. Man, those writers were cold for that, huh?
Yeah, it was all when I think about it, I always tell people that's probably the most hardcore Jason when you think about it, because Jason's never killed an animal on screen. They don't show that or anything. So I would say the unborn child thing is pretty hardcore in Friday the 13th Part 3.
Yeah, but would he have heard that? Would he have known?
Yeah, so he wouldn't know. So his character didn't know because they were in the van at the time. So this is something that only us as audience members know. So maybe it's just for us to know, so it makes their deaths more impactful when you see it. Because you get Andy's death first in the hall, and she's just hanging out, taking a shower. They just, of course, had their little sexy moment. And then she gets it in the shower, which, she broke the rule. They had 6, in a Friday the 13th film. So,
yeah, you did something to come up with the unborn child. Yeah, it's a dark place. And Justin agrees. Got dark real quick.
Yeah, my last one is probably just as dark. Actually, my last one's probably just as dark.
Oh God!
Listen, I said unluckiest. I mean, dramatic irony and real dark sort of. That's horror for you.
That's true. You're not wrong.
My second pick is actually, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if any of you have from the Final Destination series. I mean, I feel like they're all unlucky in that. But the one, I mean, in the original, for some reason, this always stuck to me as a kid. Maybe just because of like how long the scene was the teacher's death in part one. Because she just wanted to get the hell out of there. She was just like, these kids got me wrapped up in craziness. I just want to live my life. I just felt so bad for her. And then, of course, when he goes to try to help her, like the chair falls on her, on the knife, and just digs it in even deeper. And it's like, well, that wasn't death. That was just you, Sawa. Like, but yeah, I just think it was because it was the most prolonged out of the whole batch in the first one, anyway. And I just something about the character I just loved. There was just something like no bullshit, attitude that she had, but she still cared about her students. The guilt that she had about sending the other teacher on the plane, like I just felt so bad for her. And just the death scene's great. So anyway, I put it on there. Not so much like, I mean, I think if you break down all the Final Destinations, there's pretty much like, more unlucky, but
That's true.
not the Final Destination. Yeah, what's up?
Oh my God,
Hey, I'm not saying they're great movies. I mean, we know. I think it came from an X-Files unused script. So like, if we're gonna put like TV show, I mean, it's like a B episode of a TV show, I would say. But they're fun. They're not like, they're not.
I'm cool with like the first three. Like I like the first three, I love them, but after that, I kind of tail off. Like I've seen them all, but the first three are my favorites out of the franchise.
The only bad one to me is 4. I enjoy 1, 3, and 5. Like I think they're just fun. And then 5 does a cool thing at like actually upping the ante and be like, okay, yeah, like people trying to kill each other to like throw off the sequence and like you get adding some human drama to it, and I don't know, they're fun,
I saw an argument once. The number 2 is like the scariest horror movie ever because who doesn't think of it every time they see a log truck? Like that's immediately what comes to mind. So they're like, what other horror movie that is so widespread, whether you've seen it or not, like that reference. And I was that's
I think it's
fair.
like the Jaws of our generation in the sense of like Jaws made people afraid to go in the water. That movie made us afraid to like drive. Like, I 100%. And like, I mean, it's crazy that movie came out. The original came out like right before 9/11 as well. Like that movie would have been so delayed if it was not. You know what I mean?
It would have been jacked up. I'm glad that it came out when it did because it's 25 years now, right? It's like 25 years old now, I think, or something like that. It came
out in what, 99 or 2000?
I think it was 2000.
Yeah.
I think so.
2000. So like, if that was in production, they would have like, we might not even have the whole franchise actually. They probably would have put the kibosh on it or did a whole major rewrite where it took place.
The intro wasn't even that. Yeah, they would have changed the disaster completely, and it wouldn't even have been that. That would have been crazy.
Purposely drive behind. You drive? Wait, purposely drive?
I'm driving everywhere we go now. I'm driving.
Loon. No. I think big trucks in general, I tend to avoid. I actually got pulled over by a cop once because I sped up trying to get around a truck because I did not want to be behind it. It wasn't a log truck, but like I just old trucks just scare me. 18-wheelers, moving. I don't want to be near. I want to be pinned underneath one of those.
Yeah.
I'll deal with you like. I'm not comparing it to Jaws in quality. I'm comparing it to Jaws in terms of fear, implanting fear in the minds of people.
Yeah.
Jaws is so mid, anyways.
No, if we're talking about franchises as a whole, like I would pick Final Destination over Jaws just because Jaws peaked and then it just went. The
first one's the only good one. Yeah. I mean, after that, it's just like,
Final Destination. You could argue that 1, 2, 3. I've heard multiple people say that 2 is their favorite, and then I've seen people that say 3 is their favorite, and then like me, I love 1. The first one's my absolute favorite.
Yeah. 3 is my favorite. I think I don't know, for some reason I think it was like the roller coaster. I thought was cool. I thought the characters were fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the actors in that one. The tanning booth transition to the coffins is still it hands down one of the best horror transition scenes. Like,
It's really good. Yeah.
okay, Rob, you can't throw shit on Final Destination and then
3D.
say Jaws 3D is amazing. Like,
This is why we don't take anything he says seriously.
like that kind of discredits you. I'm teasing, Rob. I'm teasing. But yeah, all right. So that Final Destination, and now Tosh. Yeah, what's your third?
Yep, Tasha.
So I had some help with this one. I was kind of drawing a blank, but Dewey from Scream.
That's a good one.
How
That's a
many times
really
that
good
poor
one.
man have to get stabbed? Like,
Yeah. Well, you would say, like, he survived so many, and then to finally go, it's like, man, and then, yeah, the come and go limp.
Yeah.
He had it a little bit, then it went
He got
away,
stabbed
then
and
it
it
came back
fixed
again.
his nerve damage.
Unlucky in Love.
yeah.
Yeah, he was
Um,
definitely a tragic character, but he played it so well too because David Arquette's such a lovable face, and like the actor and the way he portrays it with such like that honesty and earnest like nature to it that it makes you feel for Dewey a lot.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to Angel's comment right now because it's reminding me of something. I want to make sure Dewey gets his due.
Nice. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Yeah, but Dewey is sort of like, that's the best kind of character to like throw a crappy curveball at, right? Because so many people love him. That you feel it. Like, some people will say like he shouldn't have been killed off in Scream 5. I honestly think if you want to get the emotional pull, that was the one to do it.
Oh yeah,
If
absolutely.
you want to make your audience cry.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have cried if it was Courtney Cox's character. I wouldn't have cried if it was Gail. And same thing with Sydney, because I'm not that attached to Sydney, and I would have gave them props for having the balls to do it. So Dewey's the one that makes the fans more emotional.
Right. It's like, yeah, like I love Sydney and Gail, but I think as far as like, yeah, like just the feeling for the character in like a awe kind of way, like almost like like Dewey's like everyone's brother,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to go, yes, I love the revenge. I mean, yes, the roaring shark is shark. The roaring shark. Say roaring shark 20 times. You can't go. Anyway, there's the one scene where where the wife, I'm blanking on her name, Ellen, right? Is it Ellen?
That's her character name.
Yeah.
The character's name, yeah, Ellen.
Yeah.
She's talking to what's his name, Michael Caine, and like she's like avoiding her trauma, and then she just kind of like dances away from him. It is like the best way to get out of a conversation. He's like, you're running from your trauma, you're running from whatever, and she's just like, bye, and then she just goes and dances with everyone else who's like partying. It's incredible.
Gosh.
Oh man, it's a shame they cut out the whole voodoo subplot. Wait,
Which one? Revenge?
Which one? You gotta clarify. Jaws the Revenge, Jaws 3D, Final Destination. Which one?
Scream.
Voodoo subplot. Why do I feel like was Final Destination supposed to have something voodoo-y?
I feel like
I don't know if that was technically.
Caribbean, right?
Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah.
Wait, where does voodoo come into that?
I mean, it's
Maybe
like
there's some
Caribbean island.
I could see culturally how they could get it, but like,
yeah,
were they trying to say that voodoo was behind the shark?
Because doesn't he have like? Isn't he tracking the family in that one? He's tracking the family, right?
It doesn't in the final. Yeah, right. It's not in the It's not in the final movie. But like, Justin, was the plan to like Was the shark like the result of like a voodoo curse? Because that's, I mean, if
That
you're
would
gonna
be
go all
amazing.
out, just do it. I mean, at that
Oh yeah,
point.
there was a voodoo.
Okay.
I'll be damned.
Are
I
there?
need to
Was it
watch it
cut?
again now.
Was it cut from the script or was it filmed and then cut? Because are there deleted scenes with the witch doctor? Because I want to see it.
The shark is the result of a voodoo curse.
Why?
Nice.
Wait. So, but what did the voodoo doctor have something against the sheriff, like the family? I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole now.
Yeah,
Learn
he's like, I
something
gotta
new
find out
every
more.
day.
That's the next voices episode. You're gonna deep dive it, just deep dive all the way in.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do the
Not-
next live is
not
just gonna be
intended.
this cut plot from Jaws the Revenge. My God. Where were we?
Tasha just did her third one.
Okay, Dora, what you got for us?
Oh god, it's gonna get dark again.
Yeah, we're gonna go dark. Yeah, because this one actually got brought up because I thought of this one because me and Angel talked about this character, I believe, a few weeks ago, and it's Gwyneth Paltrow's character from Seven, which
Oh.
Seven isn't necessarily a straight up horror film, but it's definitely horror adjacent for sure.
Yeah.
And I think Gwyneth Paltrow gets, one of the unluckiest deaths. First of all, she's married to Brad Pitt's character, who's not the greatest dude in this film. He's not the greatest character in this film. He's kind of complacent, and like you said, he's not. I forgot what her death is. It's envy or greed. I can't remember what hers necessarily is out of the 7 deadly sins, but it's just he's so complacent with her. You know, he has a pregnant wife, and he has like a loving wife and a family, you know what I mean? But he's so obsessed with, being the greatest cop and like finding this killer, and like then the killer, gets to her first. And what's in the box? Like everybody knows that scene, even if you haven't seen this movie,
Yeah.
they know what that quote's from. Envy, yeah, that's what hers was.
Yeah. It's been
So
so
yeah,
long since
I
seen
love
Seven.
that one.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into like crime, right? I mean, there's definitely horror elements. Angel and I, we talk about this all the time. But we call it horror adjacent. It's stuff with
Yeah.
like horror pieces to it, right? Yeah, no, absolutely. Anytime you get serial killers, that kind, gritty, crime vibe. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I have to rewatch it. That movie is very fuzzy for me, but I'm sure it's streaming somewhere.
I can't
Oh,
find
yeah,
which one
it's
is
good.
hers. Oh, Envy?
Yeah, envy. Yeah, her thing was envy. Yeah, that was her sin, or his sin to represent her, because right, I think it was because he was envious that he wanted a different life, like he wanted that detective's life, even though we saw the grizzled veteran, and he was like, "Yeah, you don't want to do this, bro. Like you don't want to commit to this life, because you want the family, you want to have that wife, and she loves you and stuff, and instead he chose to be obsessed with his work and everything."
Oh,
That's
okay.
fair.
That's wild. Wait, who was the main in that again? The main character in Seven?
Seven. Well, we had Brad Pitt was kind of the main
Right.
character because he was the new cop, and then you had Morgan Freeman, who was the grizzled veteran, who kind of was on the way out, and this was his last case. And then we had what's of course legendary Kevin Spacey as our main antagonist. And no spoilers.
Yeah.
Somebody hasn't seen it at
because
this
you
point.
got it. Final one was Wrath.
Oh,
Wrath, yeah, that's
he-
the final one. Yeah, because he ends up going after, because he tells him, he's like, don't do it, like don't take revenge for it. He tells him, and Brad Pitt ends up, I think, shooting Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Angel loves it. I gotta. It's been too long. I need a rewatch.
That's a great double feature watch with like the Bone Collector. Do like Seven and then the Bone Collector, and that's a really good double feature.
Okay, all right. I mean,
I haven't
I'll have
watched
to
the
do
Bone
that.
Collector in forever.
I've been
Right,
craving
Angelina
a good
Jolie, right?
crime kind of movie or show or something. Isn't like, I know it's like a CBS show, so I don't think it's like gritty at all. But like Criminal Minds, isn't that supposed to be pretty good in terms of like crimey
Oh
stories?
yeah, that show's really good. Cast wise, that's a strong show. My wife watches it all the
I
time.
never watched it. I know they recently rebooted it with a sequel on, I think, Paramount Plus or something. But I'm like craving a good crime thing, So.
Yes. There are not a lot of shows that can make me like ugly cry. and that's one of them.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
there's some emotional moments. Yeah, for real. I've seen
Yeah.
Tasha's right. I've seen my wife get very emotional over some of the stuff that happens in that show.
Yeah, there's a couple episodes where it's like just the one
No.
way.
I mean, like, it's a weird thing to say, but I love when a show or a movie makes me ugly cry. Because for me, that's just like a mark of a good writer, a good performance. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you can make me feel that intensely about something, like
Yeah.
you did an incredible job at what you were trying to do. You
You're
know?
not wrong.
Oh, did you guys also have the special notebook collection thing for 7? The DVD set?
There's a
Oh no,
notebook collection.
Used to have the DVD set with the special notebooks. Was that for
That's
7 or was that for Criminal Minds? I'm assuming it's still 7 because that's the movie we're talking about. I brought
yeah,
up the
because I
Criminal
have the DVD and that didn't. I have the DVD for 7 and it doesn't have booklets with it or anything. But it was kind of funny because I bought it because it was $7. It was $6.99.
Oh,
I
that's
was all, I'm
funny.
gonna buy this.
That's yeah, you know. And then you had to play 7 for the lottery, you know. It had notebooks in it like they had in the movie, so it was like a replica of like the.
Nice.
Okay.
I mean, that's another reason why they need to keep physical media around too. It's like you don't get cool crap like that digitally. Like sometimes, like if you buy music digitally, sometimes they'll give you like a
Yeah.
digital something, but like nothing that you like tangible that you can like hold. That's like really cool, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I still go on. I don't go super crazy, but like I'll go on the Shout and Scream Factory. That tends to be where I get most of my physical stuff anyway now.
Nice.
They always give you like a poster. You get like a Shout Factory release.
Yeah, that's where this one. Yeah, the poster right here, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and then I got John Carpenter's Vampires. That one too. I got in the living room.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh. Well, let's. I mean, there's only 3 of us, so we're blowing through these. So if you have any special mentions, feel free to bring them up. But the last one, if we're gonna talk about luck, this was my favorite film of the year so far. Is The Monkey. And
I haven't seen it yet.
what was that?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
you spoil anything for me.
So
I'll fight you live.
there is a character in it that dies that doesn't deserve it.
Yay!
That sounds very unlucky.
I've heard
take
very
it.
good things about the monkey. No, because Steve's told me amazing things, and Lexi too. It's just been so hard to get to the theaters, but yeah, I've heard very good things about the monkey.
Yeah.
It's streaming now, I think.
Is it?
Not like streaming. I think it may be like
VOD, like order kind of, yeah, rental.
Yeah, I think you might have to pay like $15 or something to watch it, but it's so good. Well, I think it's again one of the best because with Stephen King adaptations, it's hard. Like the new It's were really good, but then you get like the new Pet Cemetery wasn't good. Like it's hit or miss depending on how they interpret his stuff, right? So as far as like as far as adaptations go, this is one of the best of like recent years for me. Up there with, I wouldn't say maybe as good as, well, I don't know. I would say it's pretty up there with Dr. Sleep. I really, really like this one.
Dr. Sleep is good.
Leans more into the comedy, but it's like a hyper gory. It's so good. It's like hyper gory
That's awesome.
comedy. I think Theo James is a great actor. Tatiana Maslany is a fantastic actor. What should we call it? Oh, Elijah Wood's in it for a little bit. It's really fun. I mean, Rowan Campbell from Halloween Ends, which
Halloween.
say
Wow.
what you will. He's great in this, and it's a non-controversial role for him in terms of horror. It's very good. And then Osgood Perkins. I mean, really, carrying on the torch from his dad, like in terms of like horror influence, right? Like, oh man, he's so good. But yeah, so unlucky character, unlucky fate. Well,
we will give our opinions when we see it.
Right? I mean, I would say the theme of it is like, well, I mean, the themes, there's so many like deep themes in terms of this movie, but like luck definitely, like, these twin boys are stuck with this monkey that they, being young kids, don't deserve having to deal with this like supernatural thing that kills people. You know, it's passed on from their dad. I mean, we can't choose who our parents are, right? So sometimes that's a really unlucky situation. So I think I think the idea of luck and bad luck really sort of runs throughout the whole, like throughout the skeleton of this movie.
Nice.
For sure. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to end with that one.
I do have an
I wanted
honorable
to find a
mention
way-
now, too.
It is.
Go ahead, Tasha. Did you have one?
I really wanted to, because I just love Shaun of the Dead so much. I wanted to kind of work them in there, but at the same time, they almost seem insanely lucky with how they just kind of like fail up every time something happens.
Right.
Like, everybody
Right.
else is unlucky, but Shaun and Ed just are golden. So
Yeah, they're good. I would say the unluckiest character is probably Sean's mom. Sean's mother is probably the unluckiest character.
she really is. Poor Barbara. She's so sweet.
Oh man, I wish. I mean, I know it's like the trilogy, but I wish they did more movies. You know, because they the Cornetto.
No.
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
Genius. Absolutely genius.
They've done some stuff together since, right? Haven't they?
I
I
think
know
that's all Simon Pegg and Nick Frost did together was those three, I think.
That was it.
Yeah. Nick Frost has had some good stuff coming out lately. There were a couple that popped up on Shudder in the last like month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That were both pretty good. But yeah, the two of them together, there's no replacing that. That's
Yeah, because Simon Pegg went on to do the Mission Impossible and Star Trek. He basically joined like two really big franchises after that because he was in Star Trek. He was the engineer, and then he did the scientist teammate in Mission Impossible.
Well, this wasn't part of the trilogy, but they did do Paul together. That was the other. That was another.
That's
movie.
true. Yeah, Paul. Yep.
Oh my God, Paul! I love this.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's another good one.
I mean, yes, Sigourney Weaver. I mean, another early Kristen Wiig movie. Like that was.
I love Jason Bateman in that one. Jason Bateman's the his like I forgot what he says, but like his cussing line, like after he misses and he shoots at somebody and he says like this most ridiculous blabber of cussing, like, and it's funny. It cracks me up every time.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Nick Frost did do that horror movie that I didn't. It wasn't like it was like a sitcom scenario, but it wasn't. It was.
I think so. I didn't see that one. I know it. I think I know what you're talking about. I think, but
how recent?
Yeah, it was like within the last couple of years. Oh gosh, what was it? Crazy House.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it was like a weird, like kind of horror. It was with him and Alicia Silverstone.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a hell of a combination.
Yeah. He did just do Star Wars too. He was in the Skeleton Crew series too. So Nick Frost does a lot.
I'm trying to think of what the one is that just came out. Getaway.
Getaway, yes.
That one.
Getaway was good.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Oh, and he did. It's not horror, but Time Stalker. My husband and I loved. It's about a woman living through multiple lives, trying to go after the same guy. So like he's getting hanged in like 16 whatever. And like she tries to be like, no, don't hang him. I love him. And she sees him for like it's like the first time is him getting hanged. She sees him. She's like, love at first sight. And then she like trips and dies right in front of him. and then like their paths keep crossing over like multiple lives.
Over generations and stuff.
And Nick Frost plays a king or like a bureaucrat kind of person in like
nice
Victorian times or something, you know. It's very funny, very British humor, very but
I do love British humor.
Yeah, it's got the crazy sister from, I mean they're all crazy in the show, but Game of Thrones, the one that was like breastfeeding her like adult son. That actress,
That sounds
Kate
horrible.
Dickey.
In
I mean, he
fact,
was
I've only,
not an adult, but
I've only seen the first 3 episodes of Game of
Mhm.
Thrones. And that was because one of my friends like held me hostage and made me sit there and watch it with her. And I was just like, "Are you done yet? Can I just go? I have to sit here."
I've
I should
watched
probably
it in
give it a
full
try again.
twice. I like it. I really enjoy the show. I mean, I couldn't get into the new one, the prequel, whatever they did.
The Red
Dragons or whatever.
House of the Dragon or whatever it was called. I was about to say Red Dragon. House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. Couldn't get into that
Also
one.
a great movie.
I like Red Dragon better than Silence of the Lambs. That's probably one of my biggest hot takes, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, I like Red Dragon a lot, and that's mainly because of Edward Norton and Mary Louise Parker. They kill it in that movie.
I mean, good actors. They'll do it for you. No, Red Dragon
Okay,
is
don't get mad at me, Angel. Which one was Annika?
the girlfriend. That's
the one that
Mr.
falls
Boy
off
Brown.
of and smacks her face on the dumpster or whatever.
Yeah, then when they fell off the ladder.
That was really
it was. I mean, I saw it coming because I'm like, they're taking so long to get across. Whoever's last is going. Like I knew that was happening.
Yeah.
But Angel agrees. Red Dragon is big. Red Dragon is. I did a binge with because it was the original Red Dragon and then the other one, Hannibal.
Hannibal Rising.
Hannibal Rising. Hannibal Rising. No, what was it? Weren't there 3 in the
There
original?
was there's Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, Red Dragon, and then Hannibal Rising was the prequel one that they did about him as a teenager or whatever.
I watched. I mean, I've seen them all, but I did a rewatch of the first, like the original 3.
Nice.
Very good. Yeah, no, they're great. Yeah, Annika was. I wish we got more of Annika. But then again, they didn't need to keep more people alive in that movie. They needed to kill more people, actually. So maybe
Chad
it wouldn't have felt
survives
as bad. Annika's death would not have felt as bad if there were more people to go with her. You know what I mean? It kind of felt very like, we're gonna kill one person and it's gonna be a gay person.
We're gonna stop the black trope, and now it's just gonna be a gay trope. Every gay boyfriend or gay girlfriend dies instead of a black person first.
Well, the kill your gays is a trope, but that's really more relegated to TV shows that kill off like semi-permanent gay cast members.
Yeah.
Gaspard, who played young Hannibal, is phenomenal. He died several years ago. I didn't know that. I didn't know he passed away. That was actually the first. Hannibal Rising was the first R-rated movie I snuck into.
Oh wow, nice.
Because it was right on the cusp of. I think it came out when I was like 15 or 16. So I was like, this is bullshit. I should be able to see it. Not much is going to change in terms of who I am in a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I bought a ticket to Ghost Rider.
Nice.
And then I was like, I'm not watching this. Anyway.
Says he was in a skiing accident in 2002 or 2022.
Oh, damn.
The Gaspard one.
Yeah, that was him.
Wow. Trying to think, what's his name? What's Sonny?
Sonny and Cher. Yeah, Sonny. Yeah, Sonny.
Sonny was the skiing accident. So I was trying to think, like, that was ringing a bell. I was like, skiing, But
that's any time I put on skis.
I think I skied once on bunny slopes. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I've never tried yet. I want to try either snowboarding or skiing, but I've never tried it yet.
Ice skating was a one-time thing too. It was like a kindergarten birthday party. I think my dad took me. He also put on ice skates. He fell, twisted his ankle, and I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. Never again. So winter sports, I tend to shy away from.
Yeah, I don't like winter in general. So
yeah,
I feel like that's because you're in New York, right?
I'm in New York, but I'm like, that's. I shovel. I'm not like going out and be like, yay!
My sports,
Although
you shovel and build a snowman. That's my snow sports.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like when my son is able to sort of go out and do snowballs and snow angels or whatever, I'm like, that'll be cute.
Ice Angels sound way more hardcore than Snow Angels.
I know. Crash through.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Winter
of.
can be a nightmare. It is, especially in
Robin's
the
right for one.
Northeast for sure.
Yeah.
Although blizzards go through the Midwest too, and then whatever. Because you get snow by you, right?
Yeah, we get snow sometimes too. Yeah, we got, let's see, snow. It's kind of random weird, but usually it happens in January and February. Those are typically the coldest months here in New Mexico.
Yeah.
We got
Because it's
about
like
7 inches a couple months ago.
Wow.
Here.
Nice.
Wow, yeah.
It's gross.
If I don't have to go anywhere, it's fantastic.
That is
and where
the nice thing.
Yeah, and where we live now, it's like we don't have as much property from where we moved from, so it's like we just have to do the driveway, and we don't really have to touch we don't have to touch the grass anyway, but like it's not we're like the last house we were on was like a steep hill, and it was like the hardest thing to.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like trying to like not go down because I have like the snow blower. I'm like I'm gonna fall. The snow blower is gonna go all Final Destination on me. It's gonna be a thing. There's gonna be like pieces of me all across the street. Oh, bye, Angel. Hope you feel better. Conjuring 2 is what I love. I love that movie. That's a good feel better movie.
Right.
So about chills. When what's it? Patrick Wilson sings Elvis. I'm always like, oh, he's so good.
I love Patrick Wilson. Terrifier 2. I don't even remember the girl's name.
The friend,
but the one with the bleach and
I mean,
the
literal
bedroom
salt
kill.
on the wound, like bleach and salt or whatever you put on there.
Yeah,
that was bad.
That just popped into my head. I only watched like a fraction of that scene because I was like the whole time, but that was rough.
I mean, Damien Leone's got a lot of anger he puts into his script. He's like, I'm going to take it out on these characters.
You can't even say like show me on the doll where somebody hurt you because like the doll is every character in the movie.
Also, that poor girl had to be in terror. Ouch, Rob.
I kind of got to go with him on that one. I hate to ever agree with him, but
it's too long. Is my complaint about that movie? I think 3 is my favorite. I think 3 they nailed the formula for what they were trying to do. I don't think you could do a 2.5-hour movie of that. I think it was like 90 minutes. I think it was like a little over 90 minutes was the third one. I was like, that's perfect. It's fast and furious. Go, do your thing, get out. It's not a soap opera. You can't drag it out. It's not a melodrama. Like, boom, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny how that franchise, talk about how we were saying it's like, with Jaws, like we feel like it peaked with the first one. Final Destination, you feel like there's a few that are sort of on par and kind of mostly stay consistent. Terrifier is the one franchise that I think each one got better as it went on, like it improved upon itself.
See, I love the original. I don't know. It feels.
Yeah.
I think it's scarier to me for there to be no real purpose behind his insanity. Like, with him just being as unhinged as he is and, like, riding that tricycle around, ringing the bell and everything, like, that always sticks to me. But I feel like it's scarier without a backstory.
I see what you're saying. I think as far as who Art is and, like, because it's also very, because it's more low budget, it does feel grittier. It's less polished in that sense. It does feel scarier for sure. I think as far as it's funny how production quality. Because money's going to solve a lot of problems, right? I think from a production standpoint, it got better and better. But yeah, I think as far as Art being creepy, I think the first one definitely. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, any a lot of Saw characters I think could go into this category.
Yeah.
I'll go, since we're talking about Unlucky, Ozzy from Leprechaun Returns. Spoiler alert if nobody's gone that far into the franchise, but when you get all the way to Leprechaun Returns, this was the second film they did without Warwick Davis, and they brought Ozzy back from the first film, and he gets a pretty awful death.
I don't think I know they did like Leprechaun Origins. Is this
That was the first one, yeah, that they did where they changed it. The thing I hate about that one is because Origins is like if there wasn't a couple of scenes with the coins, and like I think they say Leprechaun like 3 times in that movie, and if you took all that out, it's basically like gremlin gargoyle type creatures.
interesting? So, but
Yeah.
Leprechaun Returns then is Leprechaun Origins sort of its own?
Yeah, it's its own thing.
Timeline.
And then Leprechaun Returns was actually the first franchise to copy the Halloween 2018 model. So when they did the whole requel thing, Leprechaun franchise was the first one to ever copy that and mimic it. So
Interesting.
Returns is a direct sequel to the first film.
And they couldn't get Jennifer Aniston back.
She's dead as a character in that one. Spoiler. Yeah.
Oh, Phoebes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, at that time, yeah, it's so far she passed away, yeah, as a character. I forgot what happened to her character. I think she was sick, but there is a related character to her in the movie though.
Interesting. Okay.
Isn't she one of those that's tried to like get her name removed from the credits or something like that?
Oh,
she
from
just
the
hates
first
that movie.
Leprechaun, I don't know.
But anytime you see like a poster of that movie or like a physical, it's big old Jennifer Aniston in the front. Like they were like, we have Aniston's in this. Don't forget.
It's too late. Like everybody's well aware at this point. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I
girl,
like
yeah.
people like Kevin Bacon. Like I love people like him because Kevin Bacon, Justin Long, they're always comfortable with coming back. They're never shy about talking about horror and all that stuff. Whereas there's other actors and actresses that like once they leave horror, it's like, nah, I don't really want to talk about that.
No, it's so yeah. Well, I mean, horror is getting more respect now. You know, I mean, were there 3 or 4 horror movies with Oscar nominations this year?
Yeah, that was really nice.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
awesome to see.
The
Substance, Nosferatu.
And Alien Romulus got nominated for visual effects.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, which was kind of shocking because a lot of people gave them crap over the whole Ian Holmes thing, which they did correct that on physical media. I bought the 4K where it does look better. They changed it. They darkened the scene and it looks more like Ian's face. And yeah.
Oh, bye, Rob. Have fun.
Shut up, Rob.
That is so on point tonight, Rob. You are just get out of here.
He wouldn't know what to do if he couldn't give me shit.
He's living for it.
He just
yeah. Trying to think of any other like luck sort of I was trying. This is more of like a more recent release, but I was thinking Violent Nature. When they just sort of stumble and find a thing, like any situation like that in a horror movie where you're like,
where they just pick up the locket or
they just pick up a
necklace.
thing and they didn't do anything bad. They weren't, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. So, any other honorable mentions before we close the chapter on our Unlucky Live?
I think I'm tapped out. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Yeah, everything else is like TV shows. Like that episode of Supernatural with the rabbit's foot.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's a good one. I mean, TV shows count too. I mean, you know, Willow and Tara is just cruel. You know, I think. Man. Well, that was that. Going back to the kill your gaze trope. I mean, that was part of it, right? It was just like, you know, did we have to kill off Tara? You know.
Did we have to? Yeah. I gotta commit and finish that. That's one that my wife, Angel, and my wife are always dogging me on because I've never finished Buffy.
Sorry.
I've watched. No, you're good. No, that's fine. I've learned so much about it. Like I know every spoiler about that show. It's just I have to commit and actually watch it.
24 years, so.
I watched all of Angel, which is weird. I've seen all of Angel, but I haven't seen all of Buffy.
Wow. I'm on my rewatch of Buffy now. I mean, it's early. I mean, the reboot, they haven't even started writing it, I think. But
yeah.
But I'm like, let me just get it all, refreshed. And then obviously in tribute to Michelle Trachtenberg too. I haven't even gotten to the Dawn stuff yet, but I'm like,
Oh, that's so crazy.
oh,
I still
Yeah.
can't believe that.
that's I didn't even. I mean, I guess I really wasn't following her too closely. I didn't realize that she had like liver disease and like had a whole transplant. I didn't know. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but not to end on a somber note, but
Between you and Norin, man, you guys just keep getting dark on me. Like, I'm over here talking about Tucker and Dale, and now I'm like gonna go cry a little bit over Harriet the
You're like,
Spy.
shit.
Like,
oh, I know.
damn it.
Well, on that sour note, thank you everyone for checking us out for this live. Tasha, where can everyone find you?
Oh God. Easiest is probably Instagram, TMR8706, and I run the Sinister Scoop one still.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, editor Tasha Reynolds, and I feel like that's all I use at this point. Like I'm on
Yeah.
everything, but that's about all I use. So
Right. I know we were saying we're in a weird place, but at least social media isn't being out there. But Sinister
Yeah.
Scoop's important. Follow that.
yes.
Follow Tosh. She's incredible.
Oh,
Yeah. Norin, well, you'll find him here on this channel for sure.
Yeah, I do a lot for
but-
Voices, Horfiend TV, then my channel, of course, and then pretty much Facebook is the place I'm most active, but I do have Blue Sky as well, too.
Yes. Which is probably going to be the sole survivor of the social media wars. I don't know. That's my prediction. Who the hell knows?
I know.
They'll be writing about
It's
the
anybody's
social
game.
media wars in history class. That being said, last but not least, I'm Steve. Thanks for joining here at Voices from the Mausoleum. We will catch you next month for our next live hangout. Topic TBD. We'll find out. We'll let you know.
I thought I was gonna have a month to prepare.
That's it. Plenty of time. All right. Well, have a good night, everyone. We will catch you real soon. Bye.
Later.